So this video is about the actions of aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So every organisms need energy to survive. Sa human beings, ang food ang main source of energy, and it requires oxygen to release this energy. So ang respiration, this is the process by which the body obtains and utilize oxygen to produce energy inside a human body. And also, there are 3 steps of respiration in humans. So breathing is the process of moving air into and out of the lungs to facilitate gas exchange with the internal environment. And also, this brings in oxygens from the air and flushes out the carbon dioxide. So, internal respiration is the exchange of substance between blood and cells, whereas cellular respiration is the release of energy from the food substances in living cells. So today, we will discuss the cellular respiration, the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. There are 2 kinds of cellular respiration, the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Ang aerobic respiration, it is the process by which oxygen-breathing creatures turn fuel. Fuel man siyang such as the fat or sugars into energy by the help of oxygen. The key organelle inside the cells of aerobic respiration is ang mitochondria, where the glucose molecule from the food goes through a multi-step process. Ang multi-step process, muna siya ang kanang glycolysis, the Krebs cycles, and the electrons transport chain. So at the end of this multi-step process, one molecule of glucose with the help of 6 molecules of oxygen can produce 36 molecules of adenosine triphosphate or ang ATP, along with 6 carbon dioxide molecules and 6 water molecules. This makes aerobic respiration a very efficient process. All multicellular organisms and some yeast can carry this type of respiration. Also, ang aerobic respiration is needed by many processes of our body to run properly. For example, ang muscles contractions such as ang limbs and cardiac and the peristaltic motion needed the ATP generated through respiration as their fuel. Formation of peptide bonds in protein synthesis, the synthesis of chromosome and some cell membranes, cell division in growth, transmission of nerve impulse along the axon by transporting sodium ions in and out of the membrane, and regulation of body temperature are all powered by aerobic respiration. An example of anaerobic respiration, here ang anaerobic or the alcoholic or fermentation lactic acid fermentation and process rigorous muscular activity. Alcoholic fermentation is carried out in plants and some yeast, where sugar is broken down to release energy. One molecules of glucose turn to ethanol and then to carbon dioxide and energy. Of 2 ATP is released. This process is economically important process that is used in bread making and brewing of beer and wine. Some bacteria such as Lactobacillus bulgaricus, Lactobacillus commonly madunggan siya sa, like for example ang sugar drink which is the Yakult. So this Lactobacillus bulgaricus muna siya ang mag-cause sa milk turn into sour and form a eukaryote. So the bacteria feed on sugar which is then converted into lactic acid and energy. This energy is also equivalent to 2 ATP, and the bacteria turns glucose into 2 lactic acid and energy of 2 ATP. In human beings, during strenuous activity, breathing is not able to provide sufficient oxygen for respiration. Muscles experience a shortage of oxygen, so the aerobic process becomes anaerobic. This change causes formation of lactic acid. Accumulation of lactic acid causes muscular cramps and fatigue. As a safety measure to protect the muscular cells, rapidly breathing after the activity helps to repay the debt of increasing oxygen in the muscles, thus converting the process back to aerobic. So, for the summary, the aerobic respiration, muna siya ang mag-uses of oxygen, while the anaerobic respiration is without the oxygen. The carbon dioxide and water are the end products of aerobic respiration, while alcohol is end product of anaerobic respiration. Aerobic releases more energy than anaerobic respiration. So the aerobic respiration, it involves four stages, which is the glycolysis, a transition reaction that forms acetyl and coenzymes, the citric acid or the Krebs cycles, and an electron transport chain, and chemiosmosis also. So, ang aerobic respiration man ang nag-provides of energy to fuel all cellular process. The reaction produce ATP, which is then used to power the life-sustaining functions, including the growth and repair and maintenance. While ang anaerobic respiration usually occurs in lower plants and microorganisms in the absence of oxygen. So in the absence of oxygen, so without oxygen jud ang kining anaerobic respiration. So and also the glucose derived from the food is broken down into alcohol and carbon dioxide along with the productions of energy.